Hi everyone, it's Rob here. Welcome to sunny Scotland. Unfortunately, the sun decided not to attend today, so it's gonna be a bit of a gloomy video, but hey ho, at least we are outside, right? Today is gonna be a little walk and talk kind of video because although I had a script for today's video, but it seems like when I use a script, I talk a little bit robotic, if it makes sense. So I try to do something different. So hopefully this will be a somewhat better video than previous ones, maybe. Right. Today's topic will be fears and doubts. I decided it might be better if I just talk to you like a real person, not using a script, just tell you what I think, how I feel, and all those things. So, fears and doubts. I haven't seen many YouTubers talk about their fears or doubts regarding a long distance hike, but I'm pretty sure they have quite a few before they start, unless they are very experienced hikers, right? The PCT is going to be my very first true hike, which is over 100 miles or 150 miles. So I have quite a few fears, maybe, and doubts as well. The biggest fear of mine is, well, physical, I guess. So injuries are probably the biggest fears of mine on the trail. You can get injured on the first day, on the last day, it doesn't really matter. An injury is or can be difficult to deal with, depending on the injury itself, of course. Injuries are my biggest fear because let's say something happens to you on the trail while you are out there in the middle of nowhere. There's no one around, there's no one who can help you. I mean, yeah, there will be other hikers around you, but what if you need to go to the bathroom, for instance? So you leave the trail and no one knows that you are there, and something happens, you slip, you hit your head, or I don't know, there's many things that can happen. So that's some of those things that you have to be careful, right? Especially at the beginning of the hike, we really need to be careful, because if you injure yourself at the beginning, that can ruin your whole hike. So you might not be able to carry on, which obviously we will try to avoid as much as we can. So we will do fewer miles the first couple of weeks at least, until we get used to the pack and just the whole everyday hiking stuff. Avoiding injuries will be our probably number one priority, other than safety in general, of course, but trying to avoid any kind of injuries is very, very important to have a successful hike, right? And then probably my second biggest fear is animal encounters, for instance, like bears and rattlesnakes, more than anything. In Scotland, or in Europe in general, we don't really have animals that can kill you, other than Highland cows or cattle in general. But we don't really have anything like wild animals in the US. So that's kind of like my second biggest fear. Rattlesnakes are just, they freak me out, not gonna lie. They gonna freak me out when I see them, or any other snake for that matter. Like I really don't like them. Because we don't have them here, or not really. You can rarely ever see any kind of tiny little snake, and even those ones scare me, even though they are not poisonous, or they're not that dangerous to human beings, but still I just don't like them. So any kind of reptiles, again mainly snakes, will freak me out for sure. As for bear encounters, I don't really have as much of a fear of them. I know they are scared of humans for the most part anyway, so if you make any noise, or if there's more of you, they're not gonna approach you really. As others say, they only want your food, but they are not that brave in general. So I don't really afraid of them as much, at least. Maybe I should, who knows. Needless to say, probably we will see snakes in the desert section and NordCal. For bears, hopefully we will see a couple of them at least from a distance, and don't want to see them too close. Again, still there's that fear that they are wild animals, and they are stronger than us and quicker than us. So from a distance I would love to see a couple of them at least. And for other animals, well, hopefully we can avoid any poisonous spiders or anything like that. Another fear, maybe that's a strong expression though, but another fear is that some of the weather systems or the weather events that can occur, as in like snow or thunderstorms while you are going through like mountains, and it can be dangerous, of course. Nothing you can do to avoid them other than not hiking, but while you're out there, obviously you can have those happen at any given point. So we will be careful. We will try to get weather updates whenever we can to see what we are up against on any given day. For weather updates, we are going to use our Garmin InReach Mini, and if we can, we are going to use our phones as well. One of the main concerns for the first couple hundred miles and then for the Sierras is snow. The level of snow is not something we can change, of course, but we should be able to work around it if needed. We are going to follow the snow reports, especially in the springtime, to see how it looks like before we hit the trail. And then obviously once you are on the trail, hopefully it will be a bit easier to see reports and see other people's comments on far out to see how much snow there is on the trail. I started the video saying that I'm going to talk about fears and doubts. Well, doubts, maybe one, or well, probably more than one, but let's say the biggest one is that we cannot finish the trail for whatever reason. Could be, an injury, could be medical emergency, could be, I don't know, financial maybe, or who knows, any kind of issue that we won't be able to solve while on the trail. We want to finish this hike. We know we can finish the hike. We might need to take our time to finish the hike, but we know we can do it. Many people did that before. Also, many people failed to do it. Sometimes we will need to take our time at places. We have to be careful everywhere to make sure, we're not going to get injured or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure we can do it. We are prepared, and we are still preparing. We are still looking for information. We are watching videos. We are gathering information. We try to be prepared as much as we can. so we know what to do in certain situations, whatever the case may be, animal encounter or any other situation. Really, we are trying to be prepared as much as we can, so whatever happens, we will be ready to tackle the issue. All in all, we know it's gonna be a big challenge, but that's why we are looking forward to it. We cannot wait to start the trail and take our first steps on the trail. We've been preparing for this for years, and we are ready to go. A few more months and we are going to take our first steps there. One thing for sure, we're not gonna let fears and doubt stop us from doing this hike. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was a bit better, a bit more free-flowing than others, and prove that I'm not a robot after all, and I can talk a bit easier to the camera if I don't have a strict script in my hands. If you would like to follow our adventure on the PCT this year, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Again, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and happy trails. See you in the next one. Bye for now.